meant she could land herself in a whole lot of trouble. And, as Crystal's long-time friend, Ruby felt responsible for her and wanted to help her. They'd been through a lot together. Now the madam of her own brothel, as well as a dominatrix, Ruby had come a long way, and part of that was down to Crystal's help. Crystal had been the first person Ruby had met in central Manchester's red light district, back when they were both just teenagers. She'd had a bad time at Whalley Range, and had been glad of Crystal's help at the time, when Crystal provided her with a pimp and showed her how things worked in the city centre. They'd even lived together at one point in Ruby's former flat in Whalley Range. And when Crystal had suffered the vicious beating from Gilly, Ruby had been the one who had come to her rescue. Since then, Ruby had always felt protective of Crystal. Where Crystal could be weak at times, Ruby was strong and feisty, and although her friend had made daft decisions in the past, Ruby knew that she was basically a sound person, and a loyal friend, who would always do you a good turn. She also doted on her daughter Candice, and tried to do the best she could for her. Now that Crystal was starting to sober up, her tears returned. Ruby felt for her. She really did. Can't have been easy to lose a partner, but it was the choice of partner that bothered Ruby. It was difficult to show empathy when he had treated Crystal so badly over the years. By now, Ruby's patience were wearing thin, and this latest revelation only added to her stresses. But she knew she'd have to take a softer approach if she was to get anything more from Crystal. She took Crystal's hands in hers. "Come on, girl, out with it," she said. "Can't help you if I don't know what's gone on, can I?" Crystal choked back a sob, then spoke. "I were at the flat the night he died." The impact of her words brought another sob, and she held back for a moment, trying to recover herself. "What do you mean? The police found him on his own." "I know," Crystal cried. "But I were there with him. Me mum and dad had Candice for the night, so we went back to his. I did a runner, Ruby." She burst into tears again, then looked up at Ruby, her face a picture of guilt. "I shit myself. I didn't expect that to happen. We were just enjoying a few lines like usual. Then we both fell asleep. In the morning I couldn't wake him up and I didn't know what the fuck to do." The words were spilling from her now as she worked herself up into a frenzy. Ruby let go of her hands, then put her arms around her and cradled her head in a comforting embrace. Hey, it's okay," she said. Crystal pulled away until she were facing Ruby, but she wouldn't meet her eyes. "No, it isn't," she shrieked. "I only got to spend a few more months with him. He was so glad to get out of the nick, but he didn't get a chance to enjoy his freedom. And now he's fucking dead. He didn't deserve to die like that. I should have stayed with him. No one deserves to die on their own." "How come the police aren't looking for anyone?" asked Ruby, focusing on damage limitation. "Covered my tracks." Crystal had now lowered her voice as though she were ashamed to admit it. "Okay," said Ruby, taking a moment for it to sink in. "But I can't live with the guilt, Ruby. It's killing me." Ruby's hand shot out, lifting Crystal's chin till their eyes met. "Now you listen to me," she said. "Don't do anything fucking stupid. What difference will it make if you go fessing up to the coppers now? It won't fucking help him." "It'll make me feel better. Honestly, Ruby, don't know how much longer I can live with this guilt." "And do you think you'll feel any less guilty if you go blabbing off to the coppers? And what about Candice and your parents? How the fuck will they feel if you get banged up?" Once she'd mentioned Crystal's 11-year-old daughter, Ruby noticed her face cloud with indecision. She let go of Crystal's chin, but she continued to harangue her in the hope she'd see sense. "Do not feel guilty, Crystal. You don't owe him fuck all. I can't even understand why you went back with him anyway." She could see Crystal were about to speak, but she cut her off, raising her voice. "Oh, I know, you loved him. Pfft, it's time to let go. He were no fucking good. You've got to think about yourself now and the people who are still here." Crystal nodded and lowered her eyes again. It was several seconds before she spoke, her voice now trembling. "We've been through a lot together, me and Gilly. Oh, I know you think he was bad news, but he wasn't always like that. He just found it hard to control his temper sometimes. I think it were the drugs. And he wasn't just angry with me. He lost it with other people too. He loved me really, Ruby, in his own daft way. He told me that loads of times, and I know that's why he came back to me." Ruby was becoming irritated as she listened to Crystal defending Gilly. "I know he had a temper, but I never fucking saw him lose it big time with anyone else," she snapped. "You were the one that were always on the receiving end, and don't forget that you were the one he beat unconscious as well." "No, he didn't just lose it with me," said Crystal. The guilty expression had returned, and Ruby knew there was something more. "Go on. Who?" Crystal swallowed, and without further encouragement she came out with it. "He killed a man." Ruby sprang back in her seat. "You're fucking joking."